Hey guys, despite how this camera looks, it's not daytime. It's getting dark out. I've got half number two all weeded and basically hand tilled and ready for this. Hang on. I've got to fill it in with the topsoil I had delivered. I bought 2 cubic yards and got old Mozilla out and got too hot. Hang on, man. No, you're just gonna have to look around my yard or bail on the video. I'm copping a squat on the deck here. My butt being over top my a new family of deck bunnies. The little baby, man, so cute. You could hold them in your hand. They could fit entirely on your hand like that. I want to talk to you guys who are young hams and hopefully going to go into engineering. Is this phone zoomed in? Hang on. No, it was not. When I interviewed for my first biomedical engineering job, guys, you gotta be prepared, man. Be cool, be prepared. Because let me share an experience with you at my interview. So the test was much like a civil service exam. It was a union job in a city-affiliated hospital. Boy, this will not focus. Not for the life of me, man. And I smoked the exam. And so obviously got an interview. And so at the interview, you know what the first question out of the director of biomedical engineering's mouth was? Do you have any personal problems doing the maintenance on a TOP machine? Click. Let me stand up. Now, I knew a hell of a lot about electronics. I knew a hell of a lot about everything else in life, too. And I'm not being a jerk, it's just the truth. I did. Hey, cacti. But I was not trained in medicine. Do I have any personal problems working on a TOP machine, huh? It took my brain about 10 milliseconds to realize what that machine was. And let me take a squat. Instantly, my brain said termination of pregnancy, and I just shrugged and said, no, absolutely not. If I did, I wouldn't be here. Another interview bombshell. Be ready, guys. Now, this question I was asked was absolutely and completely illegal. He wasn't allowed to ask this of me. And this was at, I'll even name the company name. It was a dialysis entity within Henry Ford Hospital called Greenfield Dialysis. And nice guy that interviewed me, man. The husband of the head nurse of the unit. And so I drove to Detroit. I sat down with this nice guy in the maintenance room of the dialysis department. Now, this kidney dialysis department had 43 chairs, and it had for kidney dialysis, and it had 2 rooms on the first floor upstairs for peritoneal dialysis. Sat down, shook his hand. He asked me a few normal questions. And then he says, so you got a girlfriend? Wow. And at the time, I didn't know the meaning of the question, the intent. I learned later on. I had a rude awakening in the world of battlefield dialysis, maintenance, surgery. Oh boy, pressure you can't imagine. Literally, as people's life body fluids poured down the drain because of malfunction, because of lack of maintenance and falsified. I better hold it there. And do I have a girlfriend? You know why he asked me that, man? He wanted to see how I reacted under pressure when shit goes wrong, when it's not a happy little interview anymore. Now I got some dude asking me if I got a girlfriend. And when he asked me that, I just smiled and said, as a matter of fact, I don't, you know. I said that with attitude, I just smiled at him and said, no, man, as a matter of fact, I don't. Maybe I'll meet one here, right? And we laughed and moved on with the interview. Had a really good interview, and they hired me. And that led to my second biomedical engineering job within Henry Ford Hospital, right? The first one being at Hurley Medical Center in Flint, Michigan, where I maintained their regional neonatal intensive care unit. Henry Ford Hospital is the one with the high-rise lab building that I maintained. But yeah, so you guys, now this was this was meant to be an intro to my CW op hints video. And maybe, I guess it still is. Which is the main video and which is the intro now. Yeah, right on. I hope you're well. And if you have a future in engineering, guys, get ready. Get ready. You need to have your big boy pants on, man. There's a lot of competition. There's a lot of pressure. And if you go into the right engineering endeavor, there could be human lives at stake. You think not? Here's one for you. Hey, maybe I'll forget. Let me cop a seat. Future engineering students, you want to hear about the baby I almost killed? I was pretty new in my career, and I had just agreed to take over the neonatal intensive care unit for the whole region. I maintained a huge fleet of Isolettes. You know them as incubators. They are not called that. They're Isolettes. I maintained a fleet of Airshields C-100 Isolettes with C-100 controllers. One happy day, I forgot to put the fan on. And it just so happened that C-100 controller suffered two rather unfortunate, simultaneous, coincidental failures. One being the high temp alarm, the other being the airflow alarm. Both of those thermistors that triggered those alarms were bad. Right? That child had an attentive nurse. Thank God. Thank God. And I was never the same type of technician again. Careful, guys. Careful, guys. Be well.